Alrighty, it is November 5th, and this is Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Rising. Did I say November 5th? I'm sorry. Today's date is November 20th, and this is the Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Rising video. It's about the current frequency grid that we're dealing with. We are dealing with Mars, and we are dealing with Uranus, and they are in a great opposition. Very powerful planets. Mars is about, I'm going to fight you. I will not back down. I am passionate about this. I am driven. And if you try to challenge me, I'm going to challenge you back. That's Mars. Uranus is about the awakener. It's a shakeup. It's a wake-up call. It's like, whoa, okay? Uranus is the rebel, okay? Uranus is the individual who needs their freedom, needs to break out. It's the revolutionary. That's Uranus. It is the inventor, okay? That is Uranus. So they're riding along the same line of energy right now. One's at one end and the other's at the other. So if you are a Cancer Ascendant, you want to know where in your life this is occurring. It is occurring, I'm giving a date, an alert date for November 21st to November 28th. And what you want to be aware of is that during this time, there is going to be a heightened sense of drive, a heightened sense of something that I'm very passionate about, that I care about, okay, that I feel deeply about, and someone's going to maybe not challenge you on it, but someone close to you, someone that is an intimate part of your life in a way. Let's find out where this happens in your life. So this happens, yes, this is actually very personal for Cancer Ascendants. This is in your groups of friends, your social circle, okay? This is at the other end is your romantic partners, people you have fun with romantically, all right? It is also your children, okay? It is also your creativity. It is your house of entertainment. It is the house of athletics and sports, okay? So think about that. Think about your life and the people that fall into each of those buckets, and understand that these two planets going head to head like this represent, well, it could be a battle, depending upon if you have other planets, anywhere from 0 degrees Scorpio to 4 degrees Scorpio, or from 0, here comes a cat, from 0 degrees Taurus to 4 degrees Taurus, okay? Because that's where this is occurring. That's where this battle is taking place. Now, the battle is usually going to be verbally, okay? It's usually going to be something someone says or something someone does, but the verbal part is where you just can't stay quiet about it. You have to say something. Like, it's an irritation. We're agitated. We have less patience during these next 7 days, from the 21st to the 28th. We do have help. Like, there's a lot of other beautiful energies working right now. But if you're somebody who has planets at these locations in your chart, you're going to feel it. And so you want to know where that's going to be, what it's going to look like, and like, what do you do about it, right? All right, so that's what this video is about. I am G. This is All Astrology. And if you are new here, we give every subscriber one high quality free reading. Comment your birth info below and I'll hook you up, okay? Now let's get on with this. So we are looking at Cancer Ascendants, Cancer Rising, sensitive individuals, okay? Sensitive individuals. Now, Cancers recognize that in the areas of romance, of joy, of fun, and creativity, this could be an advantage, having Mars there. And I'll tell you how. This would be a time when you are assertively seeking romance physically, because it's fun for you. It's always fun for you because you have Scorpio in your 5th house, okay? But understand there might be things, if you are already with a partner at this time, there might be things that annoy the hell out of you. So you just want to know in advance how to talk about that, right? Because it's going to get to a degree, like I said, if you have planets where you can't stay quiet anymore about this thing, whatever it is. You don't want to hurt anybody, though. If this is someone you're romantically involved with or someone you're dating, regardless of what level you're at, someone you have fun with, you don't want to hurt them, right? Especially like if this is also the house of your children. If you have children, you're not trying to hurt your kids, right? No. But there's times when things need to be said, right? Things need to be said, and it's all about the execution of it, the timing and how it's said, because it has everything to do with how it's received. and how, whether they can take it in and actually assimilate and actually change what they're doing. But realize you could be the one doing this yourself. That's a really strong likelihood that the energy is not just coming from somebody to you, but it's being emitted from you. Think of energy as a boomerang. What you put out comes back. That's for all energy, regardless of what it is. So just think about your thoughts and the kinds of things you think about. Because whether you actually release it here, what you think about is where creation begins. Okay? That is step one. And the amount of potency, the amount of vibrancy and energy and emotions and drive and passions you tap and add onto your thought is how they actually manifest. Well, we're talking about Mars and Scorpio, and that's our passions. That's our drive. Scorpios is about deep emotional layers, okay? So this is very much a great manifesting energy, okay? People with Scorpio in their 5th house have the ability to go beyond when it comes to creating. Ascendant Cancer rising, again, the 5th and the 11th house. The 11th house is my social circles, my groups of friends, right? The 5th house down here, we were talking about our romantic partner, how we have fun, children, athletics, our creative projects, okay? And I was talking about how if you have Scorpio in your 5th house, you have this great creative power. And that is to procreate and also to create wonderful, beautiful, tangible things, okay? Now, I realize there are other details in a person's chart that have everything to do with how grand or not of a procreator they are, and I would need your specific birth information. I have to actually see your chart specifically to go any deeper into something like that and as important as that. Going now to the 11th house. The 11th house is your friendships and your groups. It's your tribe. It is group activity, okay? So think about that. Uranus is going to be up here. You value friendships because it's Taurus up here. Friendships are very important to you. Taurus is all about what I value. So you might be receiving this irritating, this sort of somebody in my group is just doing the thing they always do. There's a million different things, a million different quirks and traits that people have that annoy us. And it could very simply be that they just have a shocking way of communicating, okay? And because we're involving Uranus, and so they're going to be very unique and individualistic. Now, this could also be you at this time, right? So you could be that unique individualistic person bringing that energy, and you say something and it rubs somebody else the wrong way. These lines of energies are the same thing. It's what we're emitting and what we're receiving, okay? So you always want to check yourself because what you put out comes back. Remember I said the boomerang? So it's happening in, like I said, your groups of friendships, your social circles. Something I need to mention is the internet. That is the 11th house. And a lot of times people say things they would never say if they were face to face. Keep this in mind from the 21st to the 28th. A lot of people say, hey, I'm going off the grid for 7 days. I hear that. I'm hearing that more and more lately, especially from my goddaughter. It was hilarious when I heard her say it. I was off the grid. I'm like, what the hell? She said she was off the grid. Took me by surprise, but it was hilarious, and I thought, well, good for her. I like the sound of that. But that's kind of what this is. If you notice, there's a rise in just people, like I said, being shocking in the way they're communicating on the internet. Well, yeah, it's going to be this time. And if you feel like you need to just shut down for 7 days, then do it. By all means, do what you got to do, right? So keep in mind that the other side of this, it's difficult. You can't just shut off from the people that are in your life romantically. You can't just shut off your children. You can't just run away and hide and go on vacation. Although some of us, if we've been strategic, we've planned it that way, but we usually take the kids with us or not. Depends on how strategic we really are and what kind of a support group we have to help with the kids when we're not around. But you may be facing times where you're feeling like you don't want to back down. There's a fight and you're not backing down because this is something important to you. So you need to figure out ahead of time, if you already don't know this about yourself, how is it that you release your steam? That's all I keep seeing. I keep seeing big lines of steam. Like a pot on the stove, you're boiling water because you're going to make tea and you see the steam just shooting out. You need to figure that out. What is it that you do that helps you to release steam? I know someone who goes out back and chops wood. I know someone who will get in the car and go driving and then screams at the top of their lungs when there's nobody around. It's different ways of releasing, but a releasing that needs to be done. Okay, it's a releasing that needs to happen. And you don't want to go on the internet and just, and do some stupid shit. Like, it's online, first of all. That could be dangerous, right? It's documented. You don't want to do that. And in the fifth house, you don't want to burst out at your kids, irrationally and cruel, because it's Mars. And Mars is, he's a soldier, but he's got a knife. Okay, so he can use cutting words, and you don't want to be that person. You don't want someone coming at you with cutting words either, right? So just knowing this, just knowing the potential for this time frame, the 21st to the 28th, helps you to just be smart and to plan for it. And with that goes the next idea of, well, how does one do that? Well, these are people that you're close to, people that you know. So you know what it is that irritates the shit out of you already, and you've already been feeling it. You've already been feeling it. And so you know it's coming. And you're in your mind, you're like, if they do that one more time, I'm going to let off on it, right? You're already planning, you're already plotting. So think of a way in which to do it where it can actually do some good. And how is it going to do good? Because it can do good where you deliver the information in a way that's clear, that's concise, that's objective and logical, that's not trying to stab them, that's not trying to be hurtful, but it's literally just trying to help them raise their awareness about something that they say or do. Now realize this could be the same for you, right? The same for me. There could be something I'm doing or saying that people are just like, dude, that annoys the shit out of me. Is there any way you could do this differently? And this is this and this, right? Or speak differently, or, whatever it is. Or please don't do that, And then as an individual, as this soul inside this body, and taking my growth in my hands, initiating it myself, my consciousness and my awareness, I'm saying, okay, I want to elevate, and I am initiating. I'm taking this into my own hands, and I'm being responsible, and I will initiate this. And that is, that is how we evolve on a soul level, on a spiritual level, okay? So keep all of this in mind, all right, people? Just keep it all in mind and stay sane, and understand that the new moon is coming up on the 26th, and I'm going to put out another video specifically for Cancer Ascendants. So stay tuned for it, stay close by. Make sure you've tapped your bell so that you can hear when that video comes up. And it's going to be all about where the new moon comes up in your chart, because when you know what area of your life it's in, you can use those energies to set your intentions, thereby a greater manifesting power. Okay? So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Bye.